Okay,
We are live.
thank you. All right, this is Senate Health and Welfare. It is May 3rd, and we're coming back to look at the proposal amendment that we sent out of committee last week. Yeah, and there's one section on that proposal of amendment that was concerning to a number of folks on the committee that would link the vulnerable adult definition with one's disability. And I think we had expressed concerns about in the committee, and on reflection, I think some of us would like to reconsider that section of our proposed amendment. So Katie and Martine, Senator Brewer, did you want to add a comment?
I concur with the chair and would like to propose an amendment to the amendment on H 171.
Okay. Katie McGlynn, Office of Legislative Counsel. I'm going to share my screen. So the amendment itself isn't incredibly informative, so we'll have to flip back. But amendment is that Senators Gulick and Lyons move that the Senate proposes to the House that the report of the Committee on Health and Welfare be amended by striking out the 6th instance of amendment in its entirety and renumbering the remaining instance to be numerically correct. So I'm going to switch documents here. The effect of that, let's see, share this screen now. You have layers of documents. Okay. So the 6th instance of amendment that you would be removing is lines 14 through 16 on page 2, I think. 2. And this is the issue that has to do with the linkage in the definition of vulnerable adult and whether the person's vulnerability has to be linked with a specific maltreatment that they experienced. This sixth instance of amendment creates that link, and by removing the 6th instance of amendment, you're sort of maintaining the status quo, in that there would not be a necessary linkage.
So in plain terms, it would allow for actually a broader definition of vulnerable adult, which was one of the, what I understand to be one of the goals of the bill as it was originally presented. Okay. Question.
So this is going to amend a draft or the, as it was, okay,
So
2.2?
you, no, yes and no.
Okay,
So you voted on a committee report. The whole committee voted on the committee report with 7 instances of amendment. And so now 2 of the 5 senators, I mean, I'm sure additional names could be added, but however many senators are moving to amend the committee's report to not have one of the instances of amendment anymore. So the idea is that the Senate, that you would vote on amending your report and that the Senate wouldn't be sending back to the House this language with the linkage, that it would be removed.
This was the discussion we had around the Stephen Hawking piece, where if his vulnerability were linked only to his disability, that and his mind is fine, that if there were some kind of financial abuse that took place with him, then it wouldn't count as damage or abuse. So our concern is that you could have someone with an intellectual disability and be abused physically. So it doesn't seem to follow that someone who's vulnerable for one reason would only be considered vulnerable for that single event or reason.
Do we vote?
I think we should. I had talked with Senator Hardy about this as a possibility, and she's fully in favor of it. And Senator Weeks is unavailable. But
he will be back.
no, yeah, no. Well, we'll just, I think we'll go ahead with it. So Straw poll, would you support striking that section to allow for the expansion really of vulnerable adults?
I'll support it.
Okay, good. So actually, there's a 4 vote, but we'll consider if anyone asks, it's 302, but it is 401, I would think, because we have Senator Hardy's blessing and our clerk will ensure that. So,
And you're reporting the bill, correct?
I am, but your name is first on the amendment.
Right.
So so would you like to be on that amendment? Yeah, so we'll ask Senator Hardy on it as well.
Okay, so yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm happy to report the amendment on the floor.
Wonderful.
But we can leave your
Thank
name
you,
first.
Chair.
That's good. I feel so much better about this. I really do. It wasn't a good decision for us, and it's good to have that time for reflection a little bit. But we're good.
I'm trying to add a name right now so you can have it.
Okay, good. And FYI, we made changes to 206 that we sent to up to the floor yesterday, and appropriations looked at our new proposal of amendment and approved that as well. So that will be the sort of the substitute amendment. And it has to be from the people who signed on, so we signed on to it. It can't be from the committee when it's a substitute amendment. All the nuance of process. So that's good. I'm going to suggest actually that we have one other item on the agenda while Katie's doing that. And that is the letter to our federal delegation. What I'm going to suggest is that I look at, Jen did not have that letter ready yesterday, and I don't know what condition it's in today, but I think what I'll do is work with her, and then we can review that outside of committee. It's not something we necessarily have to vote on as a committee, but I'll look at that, and then we can make a decision to send it off. So is that okay with you, Senator? We do it that way.
Yes.
Okay, because our committee is ending today, so
Yeah.
we're at the end of our line. I will say rope.
What's the topic of the letter again?
I'll show it to you. It's
Okay.
to the federal delegation about some things that would help us in
Okay.
our state related to healthcare. Should the federal government pass some legislation or change rules? Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to say is that we go off live and we'll come back as needed. We will categorically end committee about 5 minutes before 11. And that will be our last one.